I've always tried to not feel too isolated in being a woman, and just to be like a person riding with everyone else. And I think that's what's got me to where I am. I would describe what I do as a pretty niche type of mountain biking. What I like to do on the daily is to build mountain bike trails, whether it's like jumps or turns or a mixture of the two, and then ride them basically. Into it after watching a New Zealand national downhill race, and I was like, this is the sickest thing ever, I want to race downhill.
I met Vero World Cup racing. I mean, back then I could see that competition wasn't really her thing.
Through doing it year on year, I noticed that I was actually not very competitive, and I didn't love it. I love, I love the social aspect of it. I love doing laps with my mates during practice and pushing each other, all that kind of stuff, hang out in the pits. But when it came to the race run, I just hated everything about it.
Back then there was nowhere for her. Freeride didn't really exist for women. It's hard to imagine where are you supposed to go if World Cup or EWS or whatever contests don't work for you and you still love mountain biking and still want to make a career out of it. It was hard to figure that out.
When I moved to the UK, I got into riding with different crews and sort of harnessed a different type of riding than I'd done before.
Hanging out with Vero, it seemed like her inspiration seemed to come more from UK riding scene, maybe that more I kind of got skateboard, BMX, moto vibes. I feel like it's almost a different mindset that you adopt or you grow up with. In the UK, they seem very satisfied to have just these sessions where they go out in the woods, and it's definitely more of a play thing where they're just mucking about in the woods, hitting the same turns over and over again.
And I found once I started riding like that, my skills just went through the roof.
It's been actually so amazing seeing her progress and progressing together, really.
I moved here originally because I did Vision Movie, which is a film I did with Adidas back in 2019. And we did a lot of work with the Revolution Bike Park guys. So I was traveling up here a lot, going to Revs, working on the Vision line build with them and stuff. And I've been here ever since, and it's just amazing for riding, super affordable to live here, and the dream.
The line itself still looks amazing. The Vision line and just Revs, the whole bike park in itself, all the people who run the park have been the biggest sort of boost for me in my riding career.
first year at Darkfest, just like, first off, getting the invitation was just huge.
It was crazy, like no one was expecting us to do what we did that year. I don't think anyone was expecting us to even hit like more than one of the jumps there.
Honestly, I couldn't wrap my mind around how they got to that point. To look at these jumps, having never seen anyone like themselves hit them before, and find the courage to do it.
Wow! Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! Holy shit!
It was definitely like a very big turning point, I think, in women's free ride.
The way she rides her bike, so much style, and like she's always coming up with these really creative tricks and stuff. I just don't see anyone else doing that. It's like you gotta have a good imagination type thing to be able to do that kind of riding.
Vero's kind of looking outside the norms and the routine of mountain biking. She definitely looked down other avenues to get this sort of inspiration and creativity.
Vero doesn't just ride a bike, she does all of it. If you see a video of Vero riding a jump, she didn't just show up. From like the moment that that jump was even thought about, she was putting the things together. That shows in her riding. In the features that we've built here, and like saying video projects and stuff, these are things that she has wanted as part of her development and progression.
From just scratching stuff into Bracken hillsides, it's kind of progressed through the years. I've been like chipping away, learning how to operate like excavators and I don't know, dumpers and that kind of thing. And then now we've ended up with some crazy jumps in our backyards.
Vero has had a very unique impact on the sport. She's definitely, in my eyes, been one of the riders that have put the most investment in herself. She learned how to use an excavator, she bought land, she built jumps, and she really kind of like hunkered down and created the life that she wanted. And I've always like really admired her for that.
I think she's probably the most influential girl for tricks on a bike, like just because of the variety and because she's been doing it for so much longer than anyone else. Like she's just, yeah, all her moves and stuff I think are inspiring this next generation, definitely.
There's so many young girls now coming up who have clearly, they've been able to watch us, like, you know, me, Casey, all the girls who are our sort of age, who've been doing the free ride thing now for like, I don't know, 10 or so years. And it's so clear that they've had role models to look up to because they're sending and they're smashing it from such a young age. And we never had that. And it's super interesting because I guess like, I think everyone probably found different ways to be inspired to do it. But for me, Casey's been a huge inspo. She was really like what inspired me to believe in myself to be able to pursue more of a free ride career. Project Evolve came about between Shan, Dylan, Becky Skelly and myself. We all felt like the kind of like women's freeride scene in the UK needed some cultivating, because we were all super into riding jumps and stuff, but there was all these sick jams happening all over the world and like events to get women together in like, you know, Canada and New Zealand, all over the world. There's so much stuff happening to build the scenes in those countries, but there wasn't that much happening in the UK, and there's such amazing talent here. So we were like, why don't we just do it ourselves?
Look, Carrie. And then fully turn.
There you go!
Yeah!
Oh my god! Oh, that was it!